Hi and welcome to another narration presented by yours truly, Cryptids Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help promote the channel more. If you enjoy listening to the following story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness. I'm in the Navy. Sailors are suddenly going missing on base, and my command is covering it up. This fantastic story is written by Casey We're Alien, a wonderful author over on Reddit's creepypasta subreddit. If the title didn't explain it well enough, I'm going to give it a try here. I'm currently a seaman at a training command. For the sake of security, I won't reveal which, but it is a fairly large and well-known command. I've been here a few months waiting for classes to start. FYI, never listen to your recruiters. They don't have a shitting idea when you will graduate or go to the fleet. They told me I would be in and out of training so fast I wouldn't even have time to unpack. I got here on Halloween and now it's close to New Year's. Anyway, that's not why I'm writing this. There is something here, and not some whack job military experiment. Something much older than that. Something terrifying. When you are in between classes in training, you live your life assigned to a duty section and a permanent watch. Meaning you have assigned days any times you work either cleaning or walking around the base, making sure no Marines get their heads stuck in the toilet, or the airmen have working air conditioning. My permanent watch is mid-rover, meaning I get to walk my happy ass around base in the middle of the night with a partner, or I get to walk around the barracks making sure that the fire extinguisher that gets checked every hour hasn't expired or discharged suddenly. This is called Firewatch. I first saw it when I was on a particular dull Firewatch. I had just checked the second floor's extinguishers and emergency exits for the 5th time that night when I heard scratching. I looked up from my clipboard thinking someone got shitty down at the base club and forgot that we had a front door. What I saw was not the drunken sailor I expected, but what looked like a hand. In the light from the escape I could see it was long and thin, almost a mossy green colour with short broken yellow nails. I'm watching, sure that our barracks is currently filling with carbon monoxide or some other gas that could make me hallucinate, when the door violently starts rattling. So, like the stupid junior sailor I am, I run towards the fucking door, cause my unarmed clipboard carrying ass is gonna be able to do a damn thing, right? A few steps from the door, I stopped, blood running colder than Neptune's tits at a blue nose ceremony. This thing, whatever the fuck this thing is, or was, is tall. Not just like, haha, I'm short so everything seems tall, but tall enough it had to bend down to look into the small window on the fire escape door. It is green and wildly thin. Not just that, but its eyes glowed almost like 2 flashlights. When it saw me, it screamed the most ear-shattering scream I have ever heard. Its teeth were jagged and yellow, and it had 2 flaring slits for its nose. As I dropped my clipboard and I fell to the floor, I could hear footsteps, and that's the last thing I remember. When I came to, I was in the senior chief's office with him and our lieutenant staring at me. Outside the office, it sounded like the whole night crew were shuffling around, trying to pretend they were busy. After a series of rapid-fire questions and explaining what I saw, Lieutenant started swearing like a sailor, and left the room quickly to make some phone calls. Senior Chief calmly explained that all the rovers had been recalled to the barracks, which never happens, ever. It's a major security issue, even if checking fire extinguishers and breaking up fights between Marines and raccoons is boring. He also very sternly told me that I had seen nothing, there was no gas leak, and that I was to report to medical in the morning, because very clearly I was sick, running a fever and hallucinating. I was swiftly dismissed from his office and told to go to bed. But as I was leaving, I caught him watching the security footage on his computer. You could see two lights coming through the door windows and me dropping to the ground. Walking out of his office, I was suddenly bombarded by the night crew, asking what happened and why they were recalled. And I told them honestly, I have no fucking clue. The next morning, after waiting several hours at sick call, I was given a clean bill of health. There was absolutely nothing wrong with me, no signs of illness, disease or defect, which doesn't always mean much coming from Navy Medical, but at that point I would take anything I could get. After returning to Senior's office with my handy dandy paperwork, I was once again sat down and told nothing happened. I was also being put on the external night rover team, meaning I would have a partner and I would be checking the outdoor areas of base. Fucking fantastic, right? See some sort of tall ass green demon fucker and I get to be stuck outside all night with it. A radio, a flashlight and maybe a competent partner who wanted to do more than just hang out at the female barracks smoke pit. That was about a week ago. I was just starting to forget about the demonic green bean and starting to feel comfortable in my new watch when shit changed. I woke up this afternoon to my roommate in a full panic. One of the new seaman recruits, fresh out of boot, had gone missing at some point between when I got off watch at 6 AM and when my roommate got out of their class at 2 PM. Poor kid probably didn't even get to watch the smell of fear and leave a 2000 out of his clothes before he went missing. The base was preparing searches of the beaches and doubling down on security and rovers. When I assumed my watch, we were given strict instructions to stay in pairs and radio in anything we found. If we found anything relating to the missing sailor, we were to not touch anything and call it in immediately, while keeping everyone else away from what we found. How would we know what was related to the missing sailor? I had no fucking idea. But this is the military, where logic doesn't matter and instructions aren't given to make sense. Our watch started off fairly normal. With double the personnel, it was much easier to cover ground and to not feel so alone. It feels lame, but one of the largest bases in the country is creepy as fuck naturally, when there's only two people walking around outside. My partner and I took the path to the beach training area, while the other team started with the parking lots and classrooms. As we were walking to the beach, I hear this absolutely miserable, ear-raking screech. My partner did too, because they covered their ears as fast as I did. Our radio started screaming static, and we looked at each other, deciding what our next step should be. We could go forward and investigate and find something we didn't want to, or potentially break up some super secret spy plot. My partner was absolutely convinced someone was jamming our radios and we would be heroes if we could corner them. Not that anyone with that equipment would be unarmed or would think twice about picking off two junior sailors. We could turn around at least until our radios were working and we could call for backup. But my partner was convinced these expert spies he dreamed up would get away. Or we could split up, one of us go forward to investigate and one go back to get help. The exact thing we were told not to do. So what do? We go the fuck forward, because my partner is an idiot and I ain't about to get no captain's mast because his dumbass won't go back. The screeching gets louder and louder and we have to shut our radios off because the static is so overwhelming. My partner is so caught up in the idea that he's going to get a letter of recommendation he didn't notice the droplets of blood in the sand. He also didn't notice the missing sailor's name tag being licked by the low tide. We were nearing the piers when I saw the lights. I guess I should probably just call them eyes at this point. My heart sank. I fucking knew what I saw was real, and my partner was about to see it too. Or he would have if the thing hadn't launched out from under the pier at him. It was like watching one of those trapdoor spiders attacks. My partner had no clue what happened, and I could only hope that his death was swift. I watched as this thing flew at him at an inhuman speed. I heard his bones shatter on impact, and I heard it howl in delight as it ripped the skin from his face. I ran, running blindly as fast as I could. I didn't even feel the pavement between my boots, or stop running till I ran face first into the other rovers. Sobbing, I grabbed their radio and told Senior it was bad. It was back, and he needed to get down there. Immediately we were all recalled, and once again I was in the office, this time surrounded by officers I had never met. They assured me they had a rescue team down in the area and that once again I was hallucinating and managed to abandon my roving partner. That didn't last long though. One of the officers, a rear admiral I think, got a phone call. He quickly turned pale as I felt and told Senior and told Tamak the two missing sailors is AWOL. He wanted me detained and everyone to regroup at the main quarter deck. I've been locked in this office for 2 hours. I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know what's happened to the other two sailors. But I do know a couple of things. One, being your recruiter fucking lied. Given how all the senior enlisted and officers have acted about this, they fucking knew something was going on and covered it up. I think anyone who has been in long enough knows the dangers aren't sunken ships or unsung battles, but the things that lurk by the water. Second, I know I'm not getting out of this mess I didn't ask to be in, and so I'm writing this down here. I was lucky I kept my phone hidden in my cargo pocket. I don't know if the other branches have this problem, but no, if you hear about a sailor going AWOL, it probably isn't what it seems. I hear them coming back now, and I hope to get the opportunity to update this later. But if I don't, just note that there are things that we don't understand, that are older than us, and the government and the military fucking knows about them. Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you'd like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. Have you written a creepypasta story you would like me to narrate? Have you had any cryptid sightings, paranormal or supernatural encounters, or even had a creepy or terrifying situation you would like to share? Well, I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit your stories. The link for that is also in the thumbnail as well as below in the description. You can submit your stories there, or you can send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. Now I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit and Discord. And if you'd like to support the channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit and Discord. And if you would like to support the channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. And any and all donations would be gratefully received. Again, that will also be below. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not.